Good evening. Today I have created such a marvelous opportunity that is going to enable me to get connected to you, and which is also going to be used for the purpose of giving you the deeper insights into something that which you have been pursuing for long. What exactly I'm talking about? First of all, I would like to make it a point. I want to maintain that this opportunity is not going to be missed, and this is my version. And what your version is, you need to decide, because I'm going to share with you a code of success and the things that you have been driving for, you have been trying to attach yourself to, and the discipline that you want to put yourself into, the stringent one, and something more that will take you closer to the code of success. Each day I am getting a call from the aspirants who have been pursuing their own objectives in the field of IBPS, in the field of RRB, SSC, CLAT, Bank Preparation Officer examination, and all the top-notch examinations that India can conduct today. When I talk of the IBP examinations, thousands of aspirants appear for the examination. It is supposed and believed to be one of the most recognized examinations in India. If I talk about the SSC examinations, then SSC is supposed to be the patriarch in all of them. And SSC really poses a challenge to the people who find themselves somewhere volatile in their studies, who do not put themselves in a stringent regime of preparation. And the same thing, the same version goes for CLAT. So what I have done, I have made a summary, I have made a blueprint summarizing, encompassing all of the examinations together, and I have tried to give you a blueprint, what you are exactly supposed to do, how you can put yourself forward with your discipline, with your entire regime that you haven't followed yet. I don't know what is your code of preparation, but I consider myself a teacher, a trainer, and a consultant. Day before yesterday, it suddenly happened. It occurred to me that I should do something like that. That I want to put myself in the shoes of the people who are preparing for an examination, irrespective of the mode of examination, the nature of examination. But I'm talking about all examinations that offer an opportunity to get connected to the language of English. So language of English has always been a bottleneck to the success, and we all feel very challenged. We all feel very challenged when we talk of language of English. And I have shared a video recently, and I have made it a point that at the time of our primary classes, we're not given due attention as far as the language of English is concerned. We don't have our father or mother or parents in combined form. They do not pay much attention to the powerful environment of language of English that must be given to a student. And then we graduate from primary to secondary education level. Then we feel that somewhere we are being prevented from getting adequate amount of success thanks to the capacity, thanks to the inadequacy of capacity in the language of English. So I want to change this environment, this scenario, and I want to refresh your mind, and would like to maintain once again that if you do not put yourself in the stringent environment of discipline, then you are not going to make it. You have dated your success, haven't you? And if you have dated your success, okay, by this date that I'm going to become what I want to be, then it is something like a very visible dream, the dream that you can catch up with. Or if you are not doing so, then you are just wasting your time. So squandering the opportunity is not a wise decision. The wise decision should be taking the things in your stride by attaching yourself a great value. What value I'm talking about? You speak of IBPS examination, RRB examination. SSC really offers a wonderful opportunity to become a Class 1 officer. On the other hand, we do have one judiciary examination that we call CLAT. It makes you, it converts you into a top-notch person who maintains the rules and sitting in the court in capacity of a judge. I heard recently that somebody became successful in the attempt of getting admission, securing admission to a wonderful college. So let me tell you very precisely what I'm talking about. What you do not do, what you should do in order to clear the examination, in order to crack the code of success, you need to really come out of the labyrinth of your bad habits, because you're putting deeper yourself into that abyss of bad habits. But you need to pull yourself out. Nobody else is going to bail you out from the really when you feel boggled down. If you want the other people to bail you out from the position, nobody is going to come to salvage you. The first thing that you need to do, you need to work upon, is the vocabulary. And vocabulary is something that you can say, yes, I'm wonderful at vocabulary, but no, it's not the case. First, make sure it's not the case. The case is entirely different. How different it is? It is so different that if I give you a seed right now, and I ask you to give me in return a gigantic tree, and you will definitely be failing yourself. Why? Because it is impossible. It cannot happen in a blink. You cannot bluff it around. And if you cannot make it happen, then this is the case which is happening to you. And you are bluffing yourself around the things, and you have been doing it for long. So unmask your identity. You need to unmask your unscrupulous identity. If you do not do so, then after some time it is going to take you over, and it will boggle you down to the extent that you will not be able to do anything that you would like to do in future. So vocabulary is something that you need to work upon through the years. You need to keep working. There are some rules and regulations. There is some methodology. There is something that you do not know. And if you think that you are omniscient, then no, you are not omniscient. You need to understand that there is something that you do not know. And you need the help from external field. You need some sound help. You need to seek help from the people who understand it much better. So vocabulary is going to be is going to play a decisive role. Or else what will happen, that you will be marooned and you will not find a way out. You will not find a way out, and you will feel like a castaway. And if you want to bail yourself out, you don't want to hang on somebody, then all right, you need to strengthen, empower your vocabulary sense. Vocabulary can come in different forms. It can be given to you in appropriate word. You need to choose the appropriate word. You need to choose the right word for that. And even you can pick any examination, and you will find that vocabulary is going to make a way of success to you, make a way of success. And you will find that you are more comfortable with the things that are becoming the bottleneck earlier into your success journey. And then comes second thing that is common to all examinations, is ordering of words and sentences. Ordering of words and sentences. So you are given a question, and in the question you are supposed to use the words in the right order and make a meaningful sentence. So how do you do it faster? How do you make it happen faster? Let me take a pause here, and a very pregnant pause I'm taking. I believe that most of the people are not in the habit of reading. When you do not read, your intake of vocabulary, your intake of retention of vocabulary becomes bottom low. And when you do not have the adequate amount of reading, you do not give yourself adequate amount of thinking. And this inadequacy gives you in return disappointment, because you want to say a lot of things. You want to be immaculate in your speech with somebody. You want to communicate like somebody who has come from England. But it doesn't happen overnight. You need to give yourself immense amount of reading. You need to read through. You need to be very vociferous about that. You need to be harsh with yourself. And as I have spoken earlier, you need to put yourself in a stringent amount of discipline. It should be a rigorous amount of discipline. So the first thing I told you, you need to read out. You need to read out louder, 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 louder. You need to read a lot. Until you read, you cannot do. And I must say, this is my premonition that I can say that you are not reading at all. And because you do not read, you do not speak. You do not speak, you do not talk to your mind. There is no frequency. There is no frequency. You're not getting in sync with yourself. If you're not in sync with yourself, how could you expect somebody else to be in sync with you? So you're not talking to yourself. When not talking to anybody, you must talk to yourself, and you need to tell yourself what you need to do. You need to tell yourself each day that your plan of the day is going to be this, and this plan is not going to be changed come what may. So you need to read a lot. And then I must say right here, you need to listen. You need to listen a lot. You need to listen like a wall in your room. You can talk to the walls, and all the time you talk to your walls, there is a one-way communication, and it gives the opportunity to you that you listen your heart out. You need to listen to yourself. You need to listen to some other speakers, whoever you like, whoever you appreciate. You may be extolling thousands of people, but you may be picking out one person. And you need to give yourself half an hour or 1 hour each day, but the amount must be exponential. The amount must be growing. It should not be something like you say, I listen to something or I listen to somebody just for half an hour. What do you think half an hour is? Half an hour is not the quintessence of the whole half an hour. The quintessence of half an hour is just 10 minutes. Because your flippant mind is wandering around somewhere. You need to summon it, you need to persuade it, I need to tell it that now shut up. I want you to be right here with me. I want you to fix your focus on listening. So listening is a beautiful habit. When you listen, you tell yourself that you are allowing the words to get to your mind. Through your mind, you chant it again and again and again and again. You absorb it much deeper, and you save it into your subconscious mind. It's a complete science. You can talk about that. So I'm telling you, you need to step up the intake of your reading. You need to be very consistent with your listening, and you need to listen a lot. The intake of listening and reading should not be coming down. It should not be coming down. Make it a point. And then I say, your desire is to crack the examination that I have just named, the IBPS, RRB, SSC, CLAT, and the preparation of the examination. You want to write a beautiful article. You want to write a beautiful, very appealing, very compelling speech. You want to write something of a report. You want to write an essay which is so convincing for the reader that he wants to give you 10 on 10, and you do not want to speak in English. This is misery. So you need to bail yourself out of this misery because you have created this. If you want it to happen like that, you're not going to make it. And I can guarantee that it is unbeatable. I can bet on it. And then comes speak English. If you have been going to an institution, you have been watching the videos of somebody, and you are devoting yourself solely to the videos which have been made through the language of Hindi, and they are doing their best. They are trying to help you understand the basic concept of learning. They're helping you. They're helping you at their best. They are at their best, not you. Not you. So you are being conditioned to think in Hindi. And until you think in English, until you tell your mind, your internal software, that you should be speaking what you feel. And if you what you feel, you take it out through your speaking, you become more confident. Your confidence gets stepped up. Your confidence gets beefed up. So this is scientific approach. So if you're not speaking English and you're asking your trainer, your teacher, your coach, whoever you call it, and you want them to translate the words of English into Hindi, and then you're wasting your time. Why don't you understand? How would you understand the comprehension? The comprehension, this is which is going to cover 400 to 500 words, and you need to speed up your thinking level. You need to understand a long passage in a stipulated time. Are you going to devote the time that you have planned for mathematics? You want to overlap? What do you actually want to do? You want to bungle up everything? This is very easy. For example, if I say that I detest something, I don't like something, so there's a word detest, and I keep listening to the videos, then when the detest word comes to my mind, then I feel that is there any other word that I can use? Yes, there is. And what word comes to your mind right now when I'm talking to you through this video? So I can consider that detest, give me hate, very general word, very normal word. And what words I'm talking about? Do you think that normal words are going to appear in the examination? Normal words are going to feature in your examination? No. So if I say detest, I say hate, and I say abominate, I say loathe, I say despise, I say censor, I say in a sense of humiliate, criticize, lash at, blast. Are you getting me? What exactly I'm doing? So it's not something that you snap your finger, it happens. It's not that magical wand that you turn, you spin, and the things change. Things change. Things do change. It takes time. They call for adequate amount of time. So, but yes, everything will become a bliss for you until you change it into. The whole environment, all misfortune will change into a bliss if you are adamant, if you are completely adamant on doing so. You need to expand your horizon of thinking. Until you expand your horizon, nothing is going to happen for you. You need to own up. You need to admit to yourself. So first thing was vocabulary. Second thing was order of words and sentences. And the third thing was prepositions. A jewel of grammar. So grammar comes up. Grammar is not going to take a wide berth. It is going to secure a vital place in the examination. So then comes a reading comprehension. Then comes a rearrangement of sentences, spotting errors, verbal analogies. There are some examinations which contain verbal analogies. Tenses play an really inevitable role. You cannot really avoid them. Do not try to. And then comes sentence completion, correction, improvement. I repeat, sentence completion, correction, improvement. Very important. And it really covers the ground. And you want to put your right foot down. You need to set your foot down first. Success happens when preparation meets opportunity. So first preparation happens. Articles. I'm not talking about the articles for speech. I'm talking about articles. Definite and indefinite articles. And then comes vocabulary is going to repeat. And we have antonyms and synonyms. It's all about vocabulary. Change of speech, narration, direct and indirect. Change of voice, active passive. Cloze test, they write it the way CLOZE, cloze test. And then they have completing sentences. They'll give you incomplete sentence and you are supposed to complete it. So it must dawn on you by the time I'm talking this sentence. It must dawn on you that what's the gravity of the situation, what the examination demands. You need to fulfill the demands. But the satisfaction comes when you invest the right amount of labor and enterprise in the positivity. You keep wishing. You cannot wish away a mountain. You need to be manji, Lashat Manji. You need to keep hammering with your chisel. And you find out that do you have your tools? Do you have your chisel and hammer? Even you keep hammering for 20 years, and you can move away the whole mountain, you can actually crush it away. But if you believe that you will wish it away, it won't go anywhere. It won't move away. You keep hitting it. You keep hitting it with your imaginary chisel and hammer. Understand? So then come completing sentences, idiom and phrases. If you do not speak and you say that in a 6 months time you are going to master everything, and the people who try to fool you around, who try to mock you around, they keep telling you that all right, we are with you and we are going to give you a sort of Brahmastra panacea which will never fail. I'm sorry to say, it's not truth. There's not a pint of truth. You're being domed. You're being duped. Do not get this. So idiom and phrases, and then we have one-word substitutions. It embellishes your language. You use the one-word substitution and you tell yourself that you have the power of language and you're illuminating your path which you are treading. So do not walk the path when it is completely full of darkness. Are you going to clear the decks, or you are just piling it up? So do not pile it up. If you do not read books, this is one life, and it is one life you want to fulfill all your desires. But always remember, we all have our share of success and failures. I have already spoken on that. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? You need to find out your instrument, your tool, and whatever instrument you are going to use, you need to fix it. The simplest manner of making the preparation for an examination is to go-getter. Become a go-getter. If you're having problems, you need to go to the person who understands us. You want one piece of writing, writing in English to be translated, to be rendered into English first, into Hindi first, and you say that I'm not getting it, I'm not absorbing it, and I don't have the power of retention. The complete idea of dementia, it creeps on you, and you keep telling yourself that I cannot do that. If you ask me that how much time is required, minimum time required to prepare yourself for any examination, that constitutes a part of English, and it's a good English, I would say 6 months. And then make notes. You must make notes. You have to do that, because there are some wonderful examinations. I would call them the special examinations, that has a long part as a challenge coming to you, and it asks you to write an engaging letter, a blissful report, a convincing précis, an embellished essay, an appealing paragraph, and a very extravagant article. So how would you do this? You cannot do it until you have a wonderful amount of content on your mind. You need to condition your mind first. It's not condition that you go for a person or ask and request, please condition my mind. Nobody will do that. You need to be taught, educated. You need to be trained by the people. Yes, I'm saying, if you think that I'm talking something that appeals to you, then you need to get in touch with me. Yes, I understand that I do not teach one person at one point. I only teach a group of people that want success at any cost, that can put itself under a stringent regime, and the regime that cannot be supplanted with anything else. And I really take for level, I initiate something for you. But until, if you are not very proposed enough, if you are not determined enough, then you understand, first you need to tell yourself that you want to do that. The rest of the things will be taken care of by the person like me. Okay, so I believe that I've spoken much, and I would try to tell you one more time that do not demotivate yourself. Try to paddle your own canoe all the time. That things that you have forgotten, they can be regained. But this process of regaining the thing can only happen when you keep and when you stop yourself from dabbling in the affairs. You become a serious person who perseveres each time, who does not only dabble in the affairs. So do not become a person who is an amateur, and become a person who himself feels that he or she is a professional person. The attitude makes a sense. Thank you so much. You have a nice time. I pray to God that the success gravitates to you very rapidly, much more rapidly than earlier. And if you need me to counsel you on something, then call me. Do not send me messages. The people who keep sending me messages, I don't like actually that, because you want to have a serious conversation with me. Call me, take a professional appointment, and come to me. In the process, I like teaching people. I like training and counseling and doing some other things which I have gotten myself into. Thank you so much once again. You have a nice time. God bless you. Good night.